Hi everyone, Chodesh Tov U'Mvorach. So now we're in this month of Tammuz. That Hashem wishing lots of bracha and tzachah for all Am Yisrael, and that Hashem we have good news coming out of Israel. So I wanted to share a little bit of what we learned this week in the Parashat of Korah, and I wanted to start with a Mishnah based on the teachings of Rabbi Victor Miller. It's written, "Ha'olam hazeh domeh lifchosdor bifnei ha'olam haba, yi'adken asmecha bifchosdor kedei shetikanes l'teraklim." This world is a vestibule before the world to come, in order that you should enter the banquet hall. So the banquet hall is what? Is Olam Haba. So you have to prepare yourself before you go to Olam Haba. So imagine now we're at a big party. Now you're at the lobby, and to get to the party, you have to do your work in this world. What is the message from there? Is that this world was made for test. That sometimes life will not be so easy. Sometimes there will be complications. It will be difficult. However, this is what we were made for. Like it's written in Mesilat Yesharim, Kol inyanei ha'olam nisyunot le'adam. Everything in this world was made for the purpose of testing man. So if we start from the beginning of times with the problems of Avodah Zarah, there was a big test of Avodah Zarah. Back in the days, people used to go to the Avodah Zarah, used to pray to it, and they would get answered. So imagine now someone is sick, he has a big cut, he's infected by something, or he's about to get his leg cut off. Then he goes to the Avodah Zarah, he brings a sacrifice, and the priest there does his little magic, and boom, the guy heals. And therefore there was a tremendous Yetzer Hara to go and do Avodah Zarah. Unfortunately, we lost many Jews. And then you had Christianity and Islam. They came and they couldn't go and deny the Torah, like we already explained, that the Ma'amad Sinai, the fact that the Jews that we were all in Har Sinai, and that we received the Torah and that we got out of Egypt, no one could deny. So this is why Christianity and Islam, they both totally accept the whole story of the Jewish people coming out. However, they just added to it so that it will be easier for the followers to accept it. Unfortunately, we saw also some Jews lost this test. They were not able to pass, and they failed, and they became non-Jews. Then we see in the times in Yemen, where there was the Ashmad, and there was a Gzera to convert all the Jews to become Muslims in Yemen. And we see the letter of the Rambam in Igiret Heman, where he writes that the Jews will have to keep strong, who have to continue our faith in Hashem and the Torah. But we had terrible tests over the centuries. Then we see another test of tolerance, right? So in Germany, it was they were tolerating us. They were saying before the war, there was no difference between a Jew and a non-Jew for a lot of them, and therefore there was so much assimilation that we also lost a lot of them. Even today in America, we have 70-80% assimilation, where Jews are getting lost every day, and this is definitely something that we have to work hard on. However, we have to remember that since this world is made for test, then even if it's difficult, we have to do our best to succeed. And we also have to remember that this world is 70, 80 years, 90 years, 100 years, 120 at best. However, we have to remember that this is only the lobby to get inside the banquet hall. And therefore, what's going to matter is what's going to be in the next world. After a person passes away from this world and his neshama goes up to Shamayim, what did he accomplish in this world? What did he do to improve himself? What did he do for his neshama? So it's good to eat, it's good to drink, it's good to have friends and everything. But at the end, are you doing mitzvot with this? With those things that Hashem gave you, those capacities that Hashem gave you, are you doing mitzvot? Are you doing His will? And then if we go up a little bit more now in time, we see the test of government. Right, the government is pushing all kinds of wickedness. They're pushing the LGBTQ to all those movements and those ideas that go against the Torah. They teach evolution in every school to make it as a proven fact that there's no God, that the whole world was created by itself. So we see even like it says in Mesechet Sotah, Malchut te'afech leminut. The whole society, the government will turn to be heretics, to go against HaKadosh Baruch Hu. But now there's a big question. What is worse than Avodah Zarah? What is worse than the Muslims and Christians trying to convert the Jews? What is worse than those degenerates that try to spoil our children today? So what is worse than the atheists and all those people? What is coming and destroying our emunah in HaKadosh Baruch Hu? So we're going to quote a Gemara. The Gemara says, Amach Knesset Yisrael lifnei HaKadosh Baruch Hu. So it says that the Jewish nations said to HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Ribono shel olam, Master of the world, Ritzonu la'asod ritzonecha. Our will is to do your will. Ela mi me'akev, but what is preventing us from doing your will, Hashem? Sheor shebayisa, the yeast in the dough, v'shibut malchuyot, and the influence of the Gentiles, of the Goyim, that have over us. So now the question is, what is Seor shebayisa? Right, so shibut malchuyot, we already explained. It was all those tragedies where you have external influences that come into your life, and they come and affect you, and they come and hurt you. However, now Seor shebayisa, what is Seor shebayisa? This is the yeast in the dough. This is the Yetzer Hara. And this brings us to our main character of this week's parasha, which was Korah. What did Korah do? Korah thought that he was fighting L'Shem Shamayim, to go against Moshe Rabbeinu. He stood up with 250 men to come and tell Moshe Rabbeinu that it's all right, that he's taking the leadership position, that he's appointing Aaron as the new Kohen Gadol. And therefore Korah didn't think at all that he had jealousy or desire for glory, but rather he just thought that it was doing all for HaKadosh Baruch Hu. And even we see that it's kids, you know, we saw he has great children. So we're asking ourselves, he was a great man. So how is it possible that someone like Korah was able to do such a thing? Not only that, we have to remember that Korah was a big ma'amin HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Right? He would not be affected by any of those external factors. Korah saw the 10 plagues. Korah saw the sea open. Korah received the Torah. Korah was receiving man every day, like all the Jews were receiving man coming from Shamayim for 40 years. We're eating in the desert. Korah saw the Be'er Miriam. So he saw everything, and he also sang in the song of Az Yashem Moshe, Shirat Hayam. What did he sing? Vayaminu b'Adonai Moshe Avdo, and they all believed in Hashem and in Moshe's servant. So now the question is, why did Korah come and do the machloket that he did? So Moshe went and he answered him. What did Moshe come and say to everybody? He said, Ki Hashem shelachani la'asod kol ha'ma'asim ha'eli ki lo milibi. He said, Hashem sent me to do it. It wasn't from my own choice to appoint Aaron. And Korah did not believe him. He said it's impossible. It's only Hashem. It's probably because you prayed too much to Hashem and you forced Hashem to go and appoint your brother. And therefore, he already had a twisted ideology, twisted mind, because in reality, what was behind his machloket was a jealousy and the desire of power. And it goes and brings us, there's Rabbeinu Bechaye brings us what led him to go and become like that. So it says that when he went home, his wife used to tell him, what did you learn today in the kollel? And he told them, oh, we learned about tzitzit, but if you have one string that's techelet, then one string that's blue, then this is how you do the mitzvah. So she told them, oh, so you know what? Go back to the kollel and have the whole tzitzit blue, because if one is enough, then if you do it all blue, then it's even better. And she was putting things in his head that it's only Moshe Rabbeinu making fun of you guys and making things up as he goes. He makes up new laws and everything, and she made a very big problem in that. And she actually twisted his mind. So now the question is, what would be a helping wife? What is a helping wife? So a helping wife is someone who puts you in your place. Someone who, when you come home and you think you're the man and you're running the show, and you know everyone has to bow down to you. She goes and she deflates your bubble, and she tells you, why are you lazy? Why are you doing this? Why are you doing that? Why are you talking like this? And she, even though she criticizes you, the criticism is able to go and put you and make you become a better person. And therefore, we see that the wife of Korah, instead of doing this criticism, meaning that she would see what would be negative in her husband and trying to improve it, she would go and encourage him to go and cause a machloket. And we actually see in the parasha that the wife of On ben Pelet, she asked On ben Pelet, because he was also involved in machloket, and she asked him, why are you going to go and fight against Moshe Rabbeinu? You're already Reuven. Whether Korah becomes leader or Moshe stays leader, you will still be in the same position. And therefore, she was able to help him, and by her criticism and by her help, she was able to save him, and he did not go with them. Now, we're going to go back to this point of Seor shebayisa, because Shibud Malchuyot, the problem of the Gentiles, of the Goyim, the influence that they have on us, the TikTok, Instagram, and internet, and all those things. For sure, it's a very horrible thing, and this is something that we have to fight every single day. However, there's two fights that we have. We have this one fight which is external, and then we have this other fight which is internal. And this is why there's a tragedy of midot, right? We see there was a guy. He was Buddhist, and he was a Jewish guy, and he became a Buddhist. He was in California, and what happened? He came late one time for the minyan, right, so to speak, and they told him, "Look, you're late. We don't accept you anymore to be a Buddhist." So he went back to New York. He was in Flatbush. He was learning Torah, did tshuva, everything, grew peah, the beard, everything you want. And then he got married. He said, "Ariat mikudeshet li," and then unfortunately he had to go and tell his wife, "Ari ze gitech," this is your get. So we see that even though a person can be religious with peot and beard and Torah and do so many wonderful things and keep the and doing and going to synagogue every day and praying every day, we see that he can still get divorced. We see that he can still have a lot of tragedy. So now we have a big question: why is that? And the answer is very simple. It's because of midot. So a person can keep Torah and mitzvot, but if he doesn't pay attention to his own personal midot, doesn't pay attention to his own character trait, doesn't take care of his laziness, he doesn't take care of his envy, of his jealousy, of his anger. So many bad character traits that a person has that he has to fix. And if he doesn't fix, he can wear a hat and he can wear peot, but this will not help him. That's why it's written, Simu levavchem al derchechem, right? So you must put your mind on your path in life. You must think about yourself. So everyone has to think about himself and search his ways and search deeper and deeper until he will find, well, what is the issue? What is he doing wrong? Right? So he has to go and give himself 5 minutes a day. So before he goes to sleep, he has to look back. What did I do today? How did I behave towards my friends, toward my family, towards the person at the store? How did I behave with people around me, with my children? How did I speak to my wife in the morning? It depends on your midot. How did I speak to my children when I got up? It depends on your midot, your character traits. In the synagogue, how did I deal with people? How did I deal with this or that problem? Do I recall what I said or how I looked at someone? With what expression on my face? When I met to a place of business, what did I say? What expression did I have? What were my attitudes towards people that I met, and so on? Therefore, a person has so much to do an introspection to really see what kind of character he has and work on it to fix it. So that doesn't mean you have to spend your whole life doing it. But if you never attempt to fix it or never attempt to look into it at all, then you'll have no chance to ever get rid of this bad character trait. And you won't even realize, the person who does not search his ways won't even realize how evil he is. So, you have to know there are evil Orthodox Jews. Of course, there are many more evil non-Orthodox Jews, but even amongst the Shomrei Mitzvot, the people who keep the Torah, there are plenty of Reshaim Gemurim. People are constantly earning the biggest sins by saying the wrong words, by getting into mahloket, by mistreating others because of the Seor Shebeisa. Right? And you'll see this one, he talks about his rabbi, and this one talks about the Gabbai, this one complains. So we see in a way that we're all like Korah, that we go and we cause machloket, we cause problems, and we always think, oh, it's l'shem shamayim. I'm not doing it for myself. This is for the kahal. I'm doing it for everybody. So this is something that a person always needs to be careful. Even the best of us and you people who come here are the best, right? People that come listen to Shiur Torah, they're moser nefesh, they pray every day and they give tzedakah and do mitzvot. So Am Yisrael, the Orthodox Jews, who are the best Jews, are the best of the best. How is it that we can fall short to live to our expectations? So the answer is very simple: because we need to go and fix our midot. Even though we keep the Torah, we have to work. And this was the Seor Shebeisa. This was the downfall of Korah. And therefore, we know that it's a lifetime struggle to go and fight impatience, selfishness, arrogance, laziness, being cheap, so many different character traits that are very bad for the person. So it's a lifetime work. However, if you're going to put 5 minutes a day to think, what did I do today? How do I get better? And think about specific things, not generalize, then you'll be able to go, and we'll all be, I include myself in this, we'll all be able to go and fix our midot. So now we have to work on our emunah, right? This was the first part, and to make sure that all the externalities of the world do not come and affect us and affect our avodat Hashem, so we can keep Torah and Mitzvot the proper way. However, more than keeping the Torah and the Mitzvot the proper way, or not more, but that's equally important of keeping the Torah and Mitzvot the proper way, is to go and have the proper midot and the proper attitudes. Because it says, like many verses of the Torah, that the Torah is Rahman. It talks about mercy, about being careful, about being sensitive, about, there's even laws of not swearing. There's laws of how you should speak to someone, how you should respect everybody. Like Rabbi Bet Shammai says, you should greet everybody with a happy face. So there's so many different intricate laws that we need to learn and we need to fix in our character traits. B'ezrat Hashem, with this, we'll be able to merit the Melech Mishat Tzidkenu b'mehera b'yamin. Thank you for listening, and B'ezrat Hashem, we should hear good news from Eretz Israel. We should hear good news for the soldiers, and all Israel should grow in Torah, Mitzvot, Ma'asim Tovim, and have a wonderful month. B'ezrat Hashem.